Hey everybody. Today I'm going to go over some simple ways to ensure what's in your track and trace matches what's in your real life grow. This might seem very simple or kind of rudimentary, but we talk to a lot of facilities across the country, and this is a simple thing people seem to struggle with. There's a lot of movement in these facilities, and today we just want to give some quick and simple methods to help address this. So the reason it's important to always ensure your digital grow matches your real life grow at all times is one, compliance, and two, data integrity. If things are off, you don't want to get a compliance violation. You don't have to pay a fee. And data integrity helps more with internal decisions. So if things aren't accurate, it's harder to make internal decisions that you can use and can be actionable. So just to hop right into it, the first step is understanding your grow. Again, these might seem like very simple, but it's very important. So when you're understanding your grow, you obviously want to know your flowering areas and how many plants it takes to maximize a flowering zone, and your destroy rates between clone and veg, and your destroy rates between veg and flower. This will directly impact the workload of your employees, how to take cuts, and when you have these things dialed in and fixed at all times, you know the optimal amount, things flow faster. This I'm going to give a quick example of an example facility, but these numbers will vary for your facility. But again, once you understand them, things will flow. So in this example, we're going with a facility that has 2 flowering rooms, 160 plants, and to maximize a flowering area, each flowering area takes 160 plants, and we're destroying 20 plants between clone and veg, and 20 plants between veg and flower. Again, every facility destroys plants for whatever reason, whether it be quality control or whatever it may be. Understanding these 3 key data inputs is paramount in making sure things flow, and it allows you to know what's in your garden at any given time. So this is any given garden at any given time table that shows you 2 flowering rooms. We need to have 200 clones, 180 vegging plants, and 320 flowering plants at any given time. So it takes seconds to know. If it isn't these numbers that match your facility, you quickly know if something's off just at a glance. And this is a quick layout of GrowLens Track and Trace. You can take a look at it and see 200 plants need to be in clones, 180 plants in veg, and 320 plants in flowering. So if this isn't the case, we immediately know something's off and you can address it in your facility. So that's kind of digital side. On the real life side, make sure you're using plant grids. So plant grids are pretty much allow you to do the same thing at a glance. This is 2 flowering facilities, 160 plants each on 20 by 8 plants. So these plant grids immediately allow you to know if something's off, and it allows you to identify and isolate specific plants. So say something's going on with plant in row 3, aisle 7, you could say 7-3, something's going on with that plant, or maybe that plant is missing. So you can easily take a glance and identify something's off using plant grids in your facility. The next thing, now that we know how many plants need to be in the garden at any given time, and we could take a glance at our digital track and trace, and we could take a glance at our digital garden and see if something's off. The next thing we need to understand is our plant movement in our facility. So to accurately understand your plant movement, it's ultimately you have to understand your plant creation and movement frequency, which is calculated by your flowering weeks and your flowering zones. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So in this example, we're flowering for 9 weeks, and we have 2 flowering rooms, which give us the ability to know that every 4.5 weeks, we need to be taking cuts, executing our destroy, and moving plants between phases. So again, understanding your plant movement is the next key thing. You could quickly calculate this by taking your flowering weeks by flowering zones. So we're going to add this to the plant cycle pentagon, which is ultimately 5 of the primary actions that need to be in your track and trace at any given time and need to be accurate. So in this example, Every 31 days, we're taking 200 cuts. We're moving 200 plants. We're executing our destroys, and we're moving 180 of those plants to veg. And then we're executing destroys and moving 60 plants to alternating flowering rooms. In this example, we had 2 flowering rooms, so you'll alternate between the two every 31 days. In this facility's example, these events are real easy to integrate in your calendar. You can program them, unlike other calendars, specifically by employee, zone, and the plant, specific plant groups that will be impacted. This is integrated on mobile and through your calendar, so everybody gets a notification when an event is to be executed. So, in summary, 2 main things: keeping your real and digital grow in sync at all times is the crux of compliance and digital data integrity. And 2, you can employ simple methods to identify if something's off at a glance and to ensure accuracy at all times in your real life grow and digital grow. Again, I'm Ron with GrowLens. We're happy to help kind of customize that for your facility and quickly put a system in place that's built in to kind of help you maintain these things. Feel free to reach out by clicking the link, and thanks for watching.